I'm Nick Casper, realtor with Windermere Real Estate Northeast in Kirkland, Washington. I'm joined today with a good friend of mine, Mark Hedman. He's a loan officer with CMG Loans. Mark, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Mark Hedman at CMG Home Loans, and it's been great to be with you here today, Nick.
Yeah.
We've been friends longer than you were in the real estate business, so I kind of watched you jump up, and man, you've really done well about a decade now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been fun to work together on a lot of transactions.
And if I could compliment you, Mark, I've worked with Mark on a lot of transactions. He has served a lot of my clients, and every single time has done a phenomenal job. Every client has been happy with their services and also their loan products. So thank you, Mark. And thanks
Absolutely.
for being here today.
Yeah.
Okay, we're here to talk to you about a great product that is going to help home buyers on down payments. Mark, if I can ask you a couple questions. Question number one, what is the biggest struggle for home buyers in purchasing a home in today's market?
Yeah, well, especially in the Seattle metro, most people cannot save fast enough to keep up with the pace of the market. Mm-hmm. And the average studies like National Association of Realtors and so on, it's going to take the average renter somewhere between 8 to 12 years to save up enough down payment money to get into a home. So we have a fantastic, unbelievable program, one of the few lenders in the nation that does it, called Home Funded. If you know what GoFundMe is, and if you're watching something like this, you probably know what GoFundMe is. We've had this program longer than GoFundMe, but basically it's the same thing and has changed the angle of what is allowed for gift for down payment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would you agree that home buyers coming up with the necessary down payment is probably the biggest hurdle they see in the home buying process?
Absolutely. I mean, study after study, it is the biggest issue. I mean, interest rates is an issue too, which we don't need to get into today, but we could address that another time.
Yeah.
But the down payment, for sure, for first-time buyers is the biggest hurdle. But there's down payment assistance, there's 3% down, 3.5% down, and some other specialty loans, or if you're a veteran, you don't even have to have a down, which is a great benefit for veterans, and I love those loans.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to present to you a great option, as Mark mentioned, Home Funded. Bear with us. We're going to explain to you how we are going to help you launch a fundraiser that's going to allow you to start saving up money for your down payment to purchase a house. Now, down payment gifting, right? That's what we're talking about, is how you can receive gift funds from others to help you with your down payment. Now, what did traditional gifting used to look like before Home Funded?
Yeah, so some loans did not even allow down payment or gifts for down payment. Most of the conventional stuff that first-time buyers do would allow it, but it always had to be a family member or have some association with some long-term family history, and more than just the last year.
How would they have to receive those funds traditionally before Home Funded? What was the process of receiving funds?
Sure, so it depends on which loan, but sometimes we'd have to get a copy of the donor's bank account to show that they had funds in it. Other ones we have to get a copy of the actual check at the minimum, and so on. So it was a little bit of a tedious process, and then both buyer and the donor had to sign paperwork that this was a gift and not a loan, etc.
Cumbersome.
Yeah, cumbersome for sure.
A lot of different steps. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, with Home Funded, anybody can give. It doesn't have to be a family member. Anybody can give. Correct?
Anybody could give. You could have, your boss could give. This program works brilliantly with people getting married. We set up a QR code so you can, in lieu of a registry or in addition to your registry, hey, instead of getting some silverware or a vacuum cleaner, which you may or may not want, why not have your guests give for a down payment on a house? Most people have belief in that, and they can just click on the QR code themselves, and they would give to John or Susie or whomever, whatever your name is, and you keep those funds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
$5,000 max donation per donor. Is that accurate?
Per person through GoFundMe. If somebody wanted to give more than that and they were a family member, we could go back to the conventional or traditional ways.
Sure.
So they could do that in addition.
Okay.
But anybody, a friend, non-relative, can give you up to $5,000.
Okay.
You just need a couple of those friends and you're good.
Yeah. 5 to 15 donors on average is what people usually get, right? And that,
yeah, or more. And a lot of gifts are $10, $20.
Yeah.
But those things add up, and there's no time limit.
Wait, let's say that again. No time limit.
No
as
time
far
limit.
as when they start their campaign
Yep.
for donations.
Yep.
Is there an expiration date so these funds come in, is there an expiration on how long they're held before they buy a home?
Nope. And so the way it goes is, so let's say you're the buyer here, Nick, and you had your friends giving. We hold those funds.
Okay.
But and let's say the worst case, you get 2 years down the road and you go, you know what, I'm not going to buy a house. I'm moving out of the state or out of the country.
Okay.
We actually give all of the money back to the donors, but we give it first back to you. If you want to keep the money, it's yours. We don't charge a nickel. We don't charge processing fees. If they gave by credit card, we don't even charge a 3% credit card fee. We will eat that and absorb that.
Okay.
And there's no time limit. And like I said, if you don't use the program, it goes back to you. We do not charge. And if you don't want the funds because they came from givers, the donors, we can give all that money back to whomever respectively gave it, as long as the ACH or their credit card is still active.
So let me get this right. Let's say, example.
Yeah.
18 years old,
Yep.
just graduated.
Yep.
They're going to launch a 2-year campaign.
Yep.
They want to buy a home by the time they're 20.
Yep.
They don't want to pay for anything out of pocket. They launch this campaign. We help you launch this campaign.
Yep.
And for 2 years, they're collecting funds. Are they still available when it comes time for them to buy a home?
Absolutely. It could go 10 years or 20 years.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing is, if you raise $1,000, my company, we will give you $2,000 above that towards your closing costs.
Yeah.
That you have to be a first-time buyer for that one, but go fund it. You don't have to be a first-time buyer, but most people are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's ask this question. What loans can these funds apply to?
We allow it on any loan that we have, except construction loans, which means you're building and most people building a construction loan are in the $1 million range or more, and they're fairly well off.
They're not getting down payment.
They don't need down payment assistance.
Yeah. Yep.
And then just one other loan product really that we have. We can apply it to just about anything else.
Conventional, FHA,
VA,
what about VA?
Jumbo.
No, jumbo also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, down payment, gift receiving,
Yeah.
no time expiration
Correct.
on the funds, no fees.
No fees.
There's matching by the lender
Yep.
and by your realtor. How about advertising? So they say, yes, this sounds like a great idea. I want to start my campaign reaching out to my family, my sphere. How do they reach out and advertise to get the word out?
So when you register or Nick registers for you, you then are going to get your own link, and it would have a QR code you could send to people. A lot of people getting married would put that on their wedding announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Graduating from high school or college, they could put a QR code and people could give you that instead of when I was a kid, we would get pen sets. Nobody really gives those anymore much. I think I still have mine somewhere, but I'm not quite sure. How much better would it be to have gotten money for a home?
Yeah. Here's a question. Landing page. Where's the QR code bringing them?
To your own landing page,
Yeah.
and they can see that, Timmy or Susie or Tamika or whatever your name is has a campaign going, and then they can contribute right to that. And again, $1, $5, $4,000 they can give, and they can do it through a credit card, a debit card, mailing in a check or ACH. And we take it from there, and we keep all those funds until you're ready for the purchase. If you end up not using, as I said, all those funds go back to you, the buyer, the prospective buyer.
That's great. And they can get started on this today if they want to.
Immediately, yeah.
I'll put a link down here in the description. That link is going to bring you to a page. It's going to further explain to you what your landing page looks like. Your landing page is going to be a personal website that's going to have your story, your information on there that you can send out. We're going to provide you with postcard material if you want to mail out postcards. door hangers, social media, advertising. In fact, you'll even receive a budget for paying for boosting of your social media advertising of your site, but you'll essentially have your own personal website for the entire duration that you want to run your campaign. And on the back end, you'll be able to see who's giving, how much they're giving, how much you've received in total in reaching your goals. And you can get started on this today. I want to give a special shout out to anybody that's looking at marriage or graduation in their future, any type of an event where you're going to be sending out notices and people culturally are typically going to be giving you gifts. What would be better? Receiving cash that you'll probably most likely spend quickly, or an invitation to these individuals to donate to a campaign that is essentially going to be held in an account with no fees associated with it, that is building your down payment to purchase a house. I think it's a fantastic product, Mark.
I love it. It's just one of the cool things that we have at CMG. We've got a couple of other patented things, but this is the best thing for especially first-time home buyers out there.
And this is an
amazing.
Exclusive CMG loan product, correct?
There's 4 other lenders, I don't know who they are, that are within the nation, but we are in every state. And we participated everywhere that we are. So
that's great.
You're not going to find it very, very often.
That's great.
Yeah.
Inside this link, you'll also receive my information, Nick Casper, Realtor with Windermere in Kirkland, Washington, and also Mark's information, Mark Hedman, loan officer with CMG, an incredible lender. Please click that link, reach out to us with any questions. And if you've stayed onto this video this long, we humbly say thank you. We're here to serve you and also help pave the path for homeownership for you and your family.
Awesome. We're here to make a difference in your legacy and your life too.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.